Alright, welcome back to the channel. Thank you for waiting an additional week. We're going to fix that. It's just a little bit crazy at the moment. We're still committed to bringing you these videos and we're not going to stop. My name is Yaku, been in the trade for many years. Today's video, it's a hand engraving on what we refer to as a napkin ring. 1964 was when this particular napkin ring was hallmarked, so it has a bit of history attached to it. So I hope you stay tuned for the engraving experience. I'll talk you through exactly what I've done, so if you're new to engraving, perhaps this is a video that will help you. I'm looking at this blank space and I'm finding that there are some surface scratches. Now before I start engraving, I want to take care of those scratches, and I'm using very fine buffing sticks to do so. Because once you've engraved and you then take care of the polishing, obviously you're removing some of the engraving. Transfer is a category we can talk about for hours. You can transfer it by using a copying machine. I do use a paint. It dries up nicely and you can draw over that. And of course we've got the X tool. It's so efficient with regards to transfers, it's just ridiculous. It almost feels like cheating. I went the old school way this time. These are the stencils you get with the Lindsay system, or you don't get them, you have to buy them separately. I think maybe even get some, but this is the one that I use. This is a 96-degree angle. So if you're looking at that angle right there, that's the graver's angle that I start off with. I cut the basic line. So I'm effectively taking it from a pencil line and I'm running very light lines to create the text, the flow of the text, but not the flare of it. The pressure distribution with one of these Lindsay systems are completely different to what you would do with the traditional hand engraving. It's not a push. What you do with the Lindsay system is you dig in and you allow the machine itself with a little hammer action to move its direction, and you're steering it. So very little pushing, just steering it. When you do get an engraving tool, practice, literally practice. Do a little bit of engraving every single day. Your writing is incredibly important. Train yourself to see the letters and to know where the flares are. This is something that you can just do on a piece of paper. And with regards to the tool itself, there's no other explanation but to use the tool, to get to know the tool. The depth, the feel of it, everything. So these templates are used to sharpen the graver. So effectively the corners you're seeing, these angles right here, is the angle of the graver itself. The 116, especially because it's a little flatter, it creates more of a thicker line. I'm also going to show you in later videos the entire engraving system that we use, the gravers, and how we sharpen the gravers. I clean off all the pencil marks that I've got over there, essentially just leaving the engraving that I've just put down. To make sure that there's no burrs, I run the little sandpaper over it again. It's very fine sandpaper. I'm not looking at removing any silver, I'm just looking at taking those little edges that I've cut up and disturbed and flattening those up to give me a clear idea of what I've got to work with for the next graving. It's my responsibility to make sure that this looks good. The style and writing that we have flares out in certain places and it thins out in other places. I'm looking at the shadowy parts that flare out, and I'm now digging in deeper with the engraver and cutting deeper and turning it to meet up with the thinner parts. So I'm digging towards the outside, flaring it that direction and bringing it back, respecting that little inside curve. Basically what it means for me when I'm doing engraving is to make sure that I've got a flow that looks like it just becomes thicker and thinner at certain points and flows out again. If I'm going flat into something like this, it's going to cut exactly that. If I'm leaning it this way, I'm going to get more of this side and less of this side. So I'm flaring it to the side when I'm going around the edges to create what we refer to as a bright cut. If you're starting off with engraving and you're wondering about how it feels, the best thing to do is to grab absolutely everything that you can engrave. A spoon, stainless steel spoon, a piece of brass, a piece of copper. They're all going to feel different. They're all going to give you different results. I get pieces in, like this morning we had to engrave in the inside of a bangle. It wasn't gold, it wasn't brass, it was something else. A completely different experience altogether. You have to be able to understand what your machine's capabilities are, what resistance that particular material is going to give you. I know gold, platinum, silver and that kind of stuff. I know what it does, but anything else like stainless steel, titanium, they're all going to give you something else. Find your balance by challenging these materials. So on the L for Lola, we had these little accents in line with the flow of the curves. And to keep with the original idea, the inspiration behind doing this engraving, we again tipped our hat towards what the previous style was. It doesn't sort of end. I'm spending time with it, I'm refining it, make sure that those lines as smooth as possible as I can where I've stopped and I've started again. I'll make sure that the flow of that reflection is as good as it possibly can get. Also still using a very fine up to 2,500, 3,000 grit sandpaper the whole time, because it tells me where there's something that can be improved on. It fills the space with a little bit of sanding. I have a look at it, I can see I can improve in this little area, it's a little bit light, blow it off and carry back on with the work that I'm refining. It's not just gold, silver and stuff, you've got to get stainless steel, you get titanium and all kinds of things to engrave on. So challenge the materials, do something, fail at it, try something simpler, achieve at it, go back to the thing you failed at, approach that again until you get it right. When you're polishing this, obviously you've got a silver, which is quite soft, in this case silver. You don't want to be running a polish mop straight over it because it will take away the engraving. So that's why I worked with the very finest of sandpaper. So I polished the entire item around the engraving I've done, not touching it. And then right at the end, just lightly touch it and lightly push it, turning it in different directions just to get a shine on top of it. Quick ultrasonic dip, rinse it, steam cleaner. Customer is ecstatic about it. We've got an exciting video coming up. We've heard your comments. Well, we read your comments, we didn't hear them. That would be strange.
Time for a break when you start hearing comments.
Yeah, we are actually working on a video right now to bring you as much information on polishing mops. I hope that some of this engraving video, if you've not engraved before, there's some sort of inspiration in there for you. If you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe. I've mentioned before, Yucca the jeweler. It's a good communication plan.
You're not even saying separate words anymore. You're just doing one long word.
It's the end of the week, guys. We're out of creativity, but we're going to squeeze it out of us and give it straight to you because that's what we do. That's what we love to do. Next week, just by, or the week after. I don't know. We do filming later on in the week, literally as we set it. I mean, it was exactly the same time as we set it up. There were 3 guys with power tools outside going go, 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 go. It was all the lights and everything was already on. And these guys just started out. I was like, how insane is this? It's like they timed it.